jacket's way too small.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Oh, hey there, this is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media. And today is something I am extremely excited about, if you couldn't tell from the intro and the thumbnail and all the other obvious things. I finally got in, it came yesterday, I'm actually doing this late, my Amazon exclusive, oddly enough, Superman 5-film collection. We'll get into that. Steelbook set. I don't buy the Steelbook sets ever. They're very cool. I like them. They're just usually way too expensive for what I think they're worth, or I already own the movies or some other such thing. But this one I thought was so freaking awesome. I just had to have it. And I don't want to just show off this. I also want to show off the other Superman things I've owned in the past, movie-wise. Not like every little thing ever. Because Superman, essentially, from what I can remember, has always been there since I was a child. I remember watching Superman 2 taped off television constantly when I was a kid. Every time I would go to the public library, I would force my parents to rent me Superman 4, and God bless them for doing it every time, because if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. But I love it anyways. My favorite movie for some reason out of all of them was always the third one when I was really young, because I love the scene when he fights himself. So not only am I going to show off this awesome thing, and it is awesome, super, you could say, I'm going to show off the other Superman physical media copies I own. So let's get into this. Okay, so I actually got this with a few other packages, so it was actually boxed inside of a box, which yay for Amazon for that. And this is the first thing I've ever gotten where it's like pre-packaged with the release date on it like this, so I thought that was kind of cool. Let's cut this bad boy open and see what's inside. I cut the top open and there's actually a box in a box, so that is nice. So let's slide this open. Please don't fall out the bottom. Are you falling out the bottom? No, kind of. I'm gonna lay you down just to be safe. Weep. Box in a box. Go Amazon, you tried. Let's get this thing situated. I'll throw it right here. Let's see if there's any. That's the back of the J card or whatever you want to call it on this. So that's everything that's in the set. I love these freaking movies. Good or bad, I love them. The gorgeous crystal outer artwork, and there's the steelbooks there. And of course we'll get into these, but there's Superman the movie, Superman 2, which is why it's called the 5-film set, because it's the theatrical and the Richard Donner cut. So everyone, including myself to an extent, would say, hey, this should have Superman Returns in it to be a 5-film set, just like other previous sets have had. But I don't really consider Superman Returns part of this franchise, so I'm actually happy it's just these 4. But it's still not, I wouldn't say, a 5-film set. It's kind of in that gray area, because it's at least a different director's vision of the film. So look at the top of it here. Oh yeah, that's nice. All right, let's get this plastic off then. All right, there it is in all its glory. I removed the little J card dealie. So let's get into these actual steelbooks. But yeah, like I said in the opening, I love these sets. They're always really cool. They're easily damaged sometimes, but I've never found the reason to buy one. But the reason I had to get this one is because I love the original posters so much. Ooh, that's nice. And oh my God, that's awesome. This is one of the reasons I love the old DVD set, and we'll get into that too, but I just love that. The poster is just amazing. It looks beautiful. And on the back, it's just a simple little Superman symbol and a 1, which, I mean, they could have tried a little harder there, but this makes up for it, in my opinion. Oh, we got a loose disc. I caught it. I caught you, loose disc. You son of a bitch. Superman the movie, 4K, and I assume Blu-ray on the back. The Blu-ray is blue, so that is neat. And then you get the amazing Christopher Reeve there. Oh, this is the first one of these sets I've actually owned, and this is very well packaged. So I'm guessing a lot of them are similar to this, but okay. So there's Superman 2, once again with an amazing original poster artwork design. I love it, and this one's great because he has to fight villains that can actually, you know, defeat him, fight him and stuff. And this one is weird because if you flip it around, at least it's something, right? Unlike the other one, Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. I always thought this artwork was like the laziest thing ever, but it's better than an S with a 2 behind it, I guess. So yeah, if you want the Donner cut to be prominent, then it's going to be upside down in your case. But only an insane person would want that artwork on the front, in my opinion. Even if you prefer that cut, this is the superior artwork by far. Oh yeah, let's see the discs, right? Open it sideways just in case it falls. All right, so we got Superman 2, the Blu-ray. Superman 2, the 4K. Flip her over. So this is 4 discs. Okay, so it's a Blu-ray and a 4K of each cut. So that's cool. At least you get the Donner cut on 4K. I'm excited to watch it again because I haven't watched the Donner cut since they first released it. So that's been like a decade at least. On to Superman 3. I always say this franchise is like the Batman franchise, where the first 2 are amazing, and then the third one's like, it's okay, but it's obviously not as good, and then the fourth one is like, what the hell's going on here? That was the thing with the DC movies back in those days, I guess. But I still love Superman 3. Of course, you got Richard Pryor there. And if you haven't seen Superman 3, the villain's plan is what they did in Office Space, because that's what they joke about in Office Space, where they take tiny fractions of pennies and put them into a bank account. And then Superman 3. See, the one thing, I like that they have the Donner cut artwork on here, but then it makes these inconsistent too. But, I mean, the back, like I said, is so boring. Why would you ever even want to look at it when you got this right there? God, I love that so much. Can you tell I like these movies? Superman 3, 4K Blu-ray, and the late, great Richard Pryor. Sadly, they're both gone now. Christopher Reeve and Richard Pryor. And Margot Kidder, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, Superman 4. Love the poster. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Yeah, this was the one that Golan Globus Canon Pictures got the rights to. And they were like, this is going to be a massive hit. And then they were going broke at the time and ended up having to cut the budget on this movie severely. And it shows. But I'll get into that on a future episode of Passages from the Bad Movie Bible, because Superman 4 is in there. So that's my excuse to watch that one soon. Oh, I keep forgetting to show the discs. Yeah. There's Gene Hackman, who's in all but Superman 3, oddly enough. And then Superman 2, when they reshot the stuff for the theatrical cut, he was not present. So it's a lot of sound-alike voice actors that aren't even him doing the voiceover. It's just a guy who sounds like Gene Hackman. And when you know that and you watch it again, it's kind of obvious, honestly. It's funny to watch Superman 2 in that perspective. Is this supposed to have digital copies? It does. I don't know where they are. We'll find out, I guess. They're probably in the special feature disc here. That's the only difference, I think, between the UK version and this one, is that this one has digital copies and the other one doesn't. And this was the clinker here. The reason I had to get this set was the special features case of the original Action Comics #1 cover. Superman Collectibles. And then you got just the regular S there. So inside here, that's awesome. I love the simple S background. You got, let's take all these things out. Well, it's not even a special features disc. It's just, for some reason I thought it was. It's just stuff. So let's put that down. It's got this numbered certificate. So apparently there's 13,525 of these. And I got 291, and these are art cards. Should I open them? Yeah, I probably should, right? Okay, those things are always such a pain to open, so I figured I'd stop the camera for a moment. All right, we got, this is a book here, so we'll get into that. Here's the cards. So we got the certificate. Oh yeah, this awesome lenticular of the villains from Superman 2/1. They're also in the first one, because they shot them at the same time, more or less. That's great. In the Phantom Zone. That's their prison, and that little sheet of glass floating through space. I love it. And this booklet here, it's just sort of a little what to do about the, see, there's that poster. God, I love old posters. They're so much better. It's such an abstract Superman poster too, because it's like, if that symbol wasn't there, it'd be, you would have no clue what the hell that is. My arms were longer. All right. Superman 2. I like when they have like the faces on there. I saw 2 different versions of Superman 2 on Laserdisc at a Half Price Books not the other day, but like months ago when I was there. I was so tempted to buy both of them just to have them, different versions of it. But I do not, sadly, have them on Laserdisc, but I do have them on another fantastically dead format, even cooler than Laserdisc in my opinion. So I'll be showing those off momentarily. And there's Christopher Reeve. I was heartbroken when that man passed away, more so than most or any other celebrity at the time. And then there's this miniaturized Superman 78 comic book, so it's the artwork and style of the film in comic book form, essentially. So that's cool. Slide this bad boy back in there. I think it's funny that it's a steelbook literally just filled with collectibles. That is kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that may be the first time that's happened. That's coming from someone who has no idea what they're talking about. Let's turn this around just so you can get a decent look at it before I turn the camera around yet again. Superman 5 film collection. I almost wish I didn't say that on the actual case. I love it though. This yeah, steelbook artwork can be amazing when it's original or commissioned artwork, but when you got posters and comic book covers like this, there's no reason to change anything in my opinion. So I'm glad they went that route for this set, and that's the reason I was willing to splurge on it. All right, now I want to go through some of the other versions of Superman that I personally own. First, I'm going to talk about the original DVD collection that came out. I don't have it physically with me. I actually have it at my dad's cabin, so I'll show some pictures of it. But like the steelbook set, it was a very simple thing. The artwork on the steelbook set's better, but the DVD set was just a simple silver packaging slip box thing with snapper cases in it, and it had just a shiny red S on the outside, and that was it. Just said like Superman collection 1 through 4, because this was before Superman Returns was even a thing. And each case had like a blue border with the original poster on it, just like the steelbook. So I love the packaging to that, even though it seems like people think they're cool now. At the time, I hated snapper cases. I don't know why they're suddenly thought to be cool. It's like, yeah, I had 100 of them. What's the big deal? Now they're harder to find, I suppose, but back then they were everywhere, so whatever. I had the Blu-ray, no, was it DVD? Yeah, it was a DVD. DVD tin set when Superman Returns came out. I don't have that one anymore either, because I upgraded and sold those, but I'll show a picture of it. So it was the 5 film set, the actual 5 film set, with a silver tin with the Superman emblem on it that popped open, and then the disc came out. And then I have the Blu-ray collection here with me. So there's a cheaper version of this that doesn't have like the embossed S that slides open like this. I think there's one that's just like a box and it slides out, but this one opens from the top, so it's kind of cool. And then I love the cape color with the S there. It's a nice little box set. Then this too has all the cuts, so it has a really good documentary too that I hope is on the 4K set, so maybe I will be keeping. I know I'm going to keep this because it's got Superman Returns on it, so I can't sell it pretty much just for that reason. But it folds open like so. And this set, I think the not as fancy version, but still same contents inside, was just on sale recently for reasonably cheap. So look into it if you don't really want to splurge on the 4Ks, but want to get Superman in your collection. It's a good way to go about it. This has the extended version and theatrical version of the original film. I'll have to see if the 4K has that. I'm not sure if it does. Maybe I should read that J card a little closer with my eyeballs. And then Superman 2 with the Donner cut. And then over here we've got Superman 3 and 4, Superman Returns, and then the special features disc that has that documentary and such on it that I was saying. So this is a really good set. And now I need to look at the J card to see if it has the extended cut of the original Superman. Okay, so according to the length of the film on the J card for the 4K set, it does not have the extended cut of Superman. Maybe on the disc it's there, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if it is on there. But there's another reason to keep this set right there if you have it already, if you're upgrading. Besides keeping Superman Returns, this has the extended and theatrical cuts of the original Superman film. So money well spent, we could say. But that is not the coolest Superman thing I own. Most useful, perhaps, but not the coolest. The coolest thing I have that I got from a local physical media shop, hey, there's the word, I grabbed the entire Superman franchise on Betamax, including Supergirl, which if that was in the 4K set, that would make it a 5-film set, yes. I've showed these off a few times, but I just like them too much not to keep showing them off. We got the original Superman Beta in this big box Warner Brothers set. Beat to shit, because it's, 40 years old. But opens like so. And you got the tiny little Betamax tape in there, which is like 2/3, or about 3/4 of the size of a VHS. Got the credits to the movie and the Warner Brothers things of that nature. Love it. Big box tapes are the best. And there's a bigger one than that. We'll get to it. Then you got the not as cool, but still pretty cool, clamshell of Superman 2. I mean, I don't know why they chose this artwork over like the poster or literally anything else. And it makes even less sense in a moment when I show you Superman 3. But this is also, it's in there upside down, Betamax tape. Clamshell. And here's Superman 3, which is the same case, but does have the poster. So why not put the poster on number 2? I don't get it. But then there's that tape there. Hoorah. These are just fun to have. And then the best one is, it goes from big-ass clamshell to tiny little sleeve for Superman 4. It's your basic kind of VHS sleeve, except it's a Betamax, obviously. So that's how tiny little Betamaxes were. They're so adorable. So this is the case I remember renting from the library all the time for Superman 4. But mine was VHS, not Beta. And then there's the Superman 4. Says it on the side there, too. Love it. But the best one is Supergirl. Not because the movie's terrible and hilarious, but this case is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. So there is the box. Even bigger than the Superman box. Well, it's the same height, but it's thicker. And then you open the box. I'll show the back of it, actually. I don't know if I did that. So there's that. There's Kara. In the box is a clamshell. Big, plain red clamshell that looks like something you'd rent from the library or the back room of a video store, if you get my drift. And then on the side is this metallic license plate-esque Supergirl label. And you can tell these were all rentals because it says, don't be unkind, please rewind on every single one of them. So I had to get this just because the packaging was so amazing and hilarious. I was gonna get just the Superman ones, and I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, that needs to be in my house. So that is what I had for you. I wish I had my DVD sets to show off, but I just don't have them anymore. One of them's up 4 hours away. The other one is in someone else's house, I assume, at this point, or in a landfill. Let's hope not, though. That's all I got for you today. I was just excited about this set, so I figured I'd show off some of the other things. I love me the Superman franchise. I like the new ones fine, but Christopher Reeve is and always will be Superman for me. I love him. He was amazing. He was gone too soon. It was a tragedy what happened to him. But I remember him, and he lives on forever as the man who made you believe that he could fly. So on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.